This is a site plan review committee meeting of March 27, 2018. Members of the committee here today are Chief James Guido, Code Consultant Pat DeMarco, Frank Stringy, City Planner, Mark Locke, Plumbing Inspector, and Donald Goodwin, DPW Superintendent. The first item on the agenda is site plan for 145 Garfield Ave. Good morning. Do you want to sit here, please, and speak into the mic? Chill it. Okay, start over.
All right. Good morning. My name is Keenan Brand. I'm with a contracting firm by the name of NB&C at 100 Apollo Drive in Chelmsford, Mass. I'm here today on behalf of a company called Extenet Systems. They're a provider of distributed antenna systems for the wireless business. In this particular case, they're representing AT&T for replacement of wireless equipment on the top of the phone poles. I made application for 4 sites today. And again, I think the lead one was the lead site was 145 Garfield Street, but I've also got 12 Furness, 41 Beach Street, and 116 State Road. I'd like to present these all at the same time. At this point, my understanding is this would be referred to the City Council for a grant of location. But right now, the intent here is to at least convey to you the project scope. We've got 4 utility poles. They're owned jointly by the utility companies, Verizon Communications and National Grid. We've got a written agreement with them for placement of equipment on those. We've done this in several different cities and towns. I know that it's happened in Revere as well. The goal essentially is to attach to an existing utility pole in areas of the community that are underserved, with the anticipation of 5th generation wireless services, which are coming down the road in 2019. The point of the equipment is to alleviate capacity and increase coverage for the AT&T network. However, Extenet is a neutral provider and would make this available if needed for multiple carriers if wanted. Again, the RF choice of these is based upon where the need is most, most required and most needed. The installation itself, I can show you real quickly, is pretty basic. We're looking to extend on the top of the pole an equipment canister. It's about 1 foot in diameter by 2.5 foot in length, about maybe even 27 inches, depending upon the antenna. And then lower on the pole, down at the 15-foot mark, there'll be an equipment cabinet with a power meter. So we'd need an electrical permit for sure for a kind of a dedicated meter. Other than that, the installation is pretty straightforward. Everything is contained on the pole, and then we have a fiber route that would run back to a central system, which would, at that point, take it back to the AT&T switch or wherever it was going.
Is your equipment go higher than the existing pole?
Yes.
Do you have a picture of one all set up?
Well, I got the diagram here.
They're roughly 2 feet above the pole, on
27
top of the
inches,
pole.
I think, is what they're quoting, yeah.
Yeah, 26.7.
So.
And they're all the same on all poles, the same.
All the same in all poles. Yeah. Again, the only stipulation there was if someone came along to Extenet, say it was another carrier, and said, we would like to co-locate on that same pole or utilize that same pole, Extenet could make that a neutral system where the antenna would have to be different in order to accommodate 2, but it would just be 1 antenna with basically putting the multiple frequencies through it for 2 carriers as opposed to 1.
So those 4 locations require a special permit from the city council, so this,
That's my
we
understanding.
will provide you with a letter indicating that, so you can submit it to the city clerk and
Yep.
get an application to file for a special permit for the 4 locations.
That's what I was told by Inspection Services. Yeah.
Okay? So, if you have a card, I can scan and email you a copy of that letter, so you can
Okay.
present to the city clerk.
Okay, I can do that, yep.
Okay?
Yeah, any other questions for me, or anything else that maybe I'd need for
Any
the
other
city
questions?
council hearing? Certainly, plans, pictures,
Yeah.
any kind of documentation showing our right to be there and so forth.
But you're gonna power these through, you're gonna put your own electric meters on?
Yes,
See,
yeah.
8 feet off the ground?
Yes,
Okay. Are all the 4 locations gonna be fed from ground cable, or they're gonna be
coming up above,
from above?
Yeah.
Okay.
okay. And fiber as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, obviously, if there's additional requirements such as highway, street shutdowns,
Things
we're
may
pretty,
change, right.
we're pretty familiar with the construction
But
process at
these,
that
these
point.
4 will become home overhead.
Yes, correct. Okay.
Yeah, we have standard conditions we provide to the city council for all of these. We've done these in the past, so just give me your card before you
Yep,
leave, and
okay.
I'll give you a copy of that.
Yeah, be happy to look at that. And again, at this point, we could, as soon as I get that letter, I could go ahead and make application with the city clerk? Okay,
Yeah.
excellent.
Okay? Next is site plan review for 12 Hillside Ave.
Good morning.
Come on.
Gentlemen, Joseph Cottogio, 1 Sprague Street, Revere, Mass., representing the homeowner looking to change use of a residential dwelling at 12 Hillside Ave for use as a daycare. The property measures approximately 30 by 70 per floor, 2,100 square feet. There are 2 floors that are being rented to the proposed daycare. There's nothing there now, no use now for daycare. But the proposed occupant plans on only using 1 floor, so 2,100 square feet. They are licensed by the Commonwealth. They have a site plan that they presented that shows 5 parking spaces. There
Do you
is
have
a 2-car
copies of those
garage.
plans? Can we have those?
I submitted them online. I thought,
Yes.
Dr. Hunt's building.
Yes.
yeah. Yeah. I know they were here previously, that they were told that parking was an issue. I don't know if there was something that could be brought forth to the Board of Appeals. I can make
Can I-
copies, yeah, absolutely. I didn't know.
Look at this, see what you
I thought
provide.
the online would have.
Where is your parking shown here?
There's 2-car garage in the building, so there are 2 cars. In fact, it's referenced there, but then there are 3 out front. We were hoping that there was space in the back, but our engineer says that there isn't sufficient width for access, although we believe we'll be able to get cars there. Now, with regard to parking, the occupants indicated that they would not be using any of the outside spaces, and that they would all be for drop-off. There would be no standing parking of any of the occupants or the clients of the daycare. Even though there are, we know that there are a number of spaces that we don't meet as far as zoning goes.
So they're gonna be occupying the building up above for residential?
No,
Should,
no.
so that big building only gonna use 2,100?
They're renting the whole space because that's what the landlord's requiring, but they're only using, and the 2,100 square feet is more than enough space for their proposed use. I'm not sure how you'd want to qualify that or monitor that, but we'd be open to any suggestion, affidavit, inspection. They've made it clear, and I've confirmed that
How
as
big
well.
is the overall building for square footage?
Just going by the outside, I know there are 2 floors, so it's, I would say 4,200 in gross square footage, 30 by 70 each floor.
So our requirement is 1 space for every 200 gross
Right.
square feet, and you're providing 2,100 square feet of daycare area.
Right.
So
So
that's
we need-
roughly 11 parking
Right.
spaces. There's no way you have 11 spaces here, so this plan has to be denied.
Right.
And so you'll be denied based on that criteria. Okay?
Yes.
I need to maintain a copy of this.
You can
Is
keep
this the
that,
only
yep.
copy?
Yeah, like I said, I uploaded one online, but I can get it there as well.
All right, so
And get copies from
there'll be a
Paul.
denial letter for you in the, on the front counter in the planning department, in an envelope, with the
Very
address
good.
on it, okay?
Okay, thank you. See you, Jim.
Site plan for 79 Beachland Ave? No. Site plan for Carlton Street?
Morning, gentlemen.
What number column is this, Frank?
It doesn't provide us a
Yeah,
number.
these are
What's the,
vacants.
what's the parcel number or the address?
The 1012 is the neighboring building, the parcel ID.
We need a parcel ID.
Let me see if I have it in here. I think that's the other side.
17-277-3 on 3B.
I think that might be 791 Broadway's parcel ID.
So this is two parcels now. It's one parcel?
I think it is two parcels, just in lots, with the registry, but I think this is one assessed lot, and we will get you that parcel ID. See if I can get it momentarily. So the proposal is for a two-family on this currently vacant lot. We've taken a look at the registry back to the 1960s and in the high-density overlay, looking at that as well. And it appears if we were to provide two parking spaces for the neighboring property, this would be a property that could be built despite its square footage being 6,000 square feet versus the 8,000 square feet. It has been owned separately, at least back to the 1960s, probably further beyond that, and it is currently owned separately. These are completely different owners. I'm not sure exactly how that happened, but my clients are looking at this lot now to build a two-family, provide all the required parking. I believe they are meeting all the setbacks for a.
Okay, before we even get to the
Sure.
setbacks issue, this is not a buildable lot presently, so there's a garage here, I believe?
Correct.
Okay. And they were held in common ownership at one time. This property was sold with only two parking spaces, and it's a two-family, so they need to provide 4 parking spaces, because at one time, the 4 parking spaces existed on this undeveloped lot.
I think they existed. I think there was a separate legal ownership. We have not been able to find a joint ownership between the two lots. However, I think they were utilized the same, but they were owned separately. I agree that this garage here was used for this building.
Right, so what's going to have to take place here to create a buildable lot here, a subdivision plan will have to be made to allow this lot to have these 2 additional parking spaces. There are 2 already on this side, so you need 2 more spaces here. So a 10 by 36 foot
Cut out, kind of.
subdivision line would have to
Okay.
be taken out of this lot. And that land to be conveyed to the owner of 1012.
Okay.
Okay? So what we'll need for you to file is an A&R plan with the planning board
Okay.
to subdivide this. Once that takes place and is recorded in registry of deeds, then you can come back.
Okay.
But to do that, you're going to need a variance. You're going to be denied because you're subdividing a lot that has less than 8,000 square feet
Okay.
in a lot that had a previous structure on it. So a letter detailing that will be issue to you, and you can do what you like with it.
Great.
Either apply for a variance or not.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you very much.
I need to maintain a copy of this.
That would be fine. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you, guys.
Site plan for Elton Street? Elton Street?
Good morning again. Corey Rhodes with D'Ambrosio Brown, and I have Hal Abrams with Trinity Engineering. This is actually related to two properties, one that fronts on Ellerton and one that fronts on Arcadia. We were not able on the online system to submit both addresses. It's a proposal for a over 55 condominium development with currently 5 units. It is meeting all parking requirements. We did break out all the lots so you can see the various dimensions that would be associated with each. One big advantage with the proposal, just to note, is that Arcadia Street and Ellerton Street are currently dead-end, and where this property is situated. And by doing this proposal, they'd be able to tie the streets together with a private roadway that would help with any kind of fire access or turnarounds, and allow these streets to have a little.
Do you have an address here or parcel number ID?
I do have parcel IDs, yes.
On the application, I put the parcel number, they helped me downstairs.
This is Ellerton, and this is Arcadia.
So there's no previous structures on these lots?
No, they're currently vacant, kind of overgrown lots.
If these live in 7 apartments, how do they get out?
Okay.
This is for apartment 5.
So 15, I need to identify
You
these.
got 2 here on the outside,
Parcels.
2 here on the outside.
They should have been on the plan with the parcel IDs. No. Is that a certified plot? What's the total area? Total lot area?
The total lot area is 14,000.
So you're required to have 3,000, this is a special permit through the city council for townhouses in the RB district. You need 3,000 square feet
Per unit.
per unit. And you only have 14,000 square
Yes,
feet.
we would be,
So you're 1 unit over what you're allowed. So the maximum you can put on here by special permit is 4 units.
would it be possible to seek a variance for that additional 1,000 square feet?
You would be denied for these 5 units. So it's up to you if you want to seek a variance for the 5th unit based on not having significant area. You're shot roughly 1,000 square feet.
Maybe if you could address it in the denial, and we'll talk about how best to proceed.
Well, we will be denying this plan
The
based on what's
whole,
submitted.
yes. But citing that issue particularly, and if we just go the special permit route for 4 units, or if we decide to try to,
Corey, this is the flash.
there would be, the properties would be set up, so they would be having flow-throughs, and we would be going to the Concom.
Well, we're not even at that point yet.
Yeah.
Right now, this is for zoning compliance, and he doesn't meet zoning compliance.
Okay. I expect my clients will probably decide to go for 4 units, and just
That
avoid the
makes things
additional.
a lot easier.
Yeah.
This way, you go straight to the city council for a special permit. So, you will, which unit are you deleting?
I would expect it'd be the center unit,
Number 3?
yes.
Okay. All right. So when you go for your special permit, you're going to have to show a modified plan, unless you're going to keep things the way they are here, you maybe want to modify the location of the structures
Okay. Yeah, we may provide a little more room.
to give more open space to
Yeah.
each one. Or you may decide to stay the way it is, the way it works. Now, these would have frontage both on Arcadia Street and Ellerton Street?
Correct.
This is the dead-end sections?
Correct.
Arcadia and Ellerton? Okay. On the easterly side of North Shore Road?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So your letter, your special permit letter will be available in the planning office for you to pick up. There'll be an envelope on the front counter.
Great, thank you very
And
much.
that should be ready by Thursday,
Okay.
okay?
Yeah, I believe we're up for the next project as well on the list.
Okay. Site plan for Bay Road.
Bay Road is, there's a big wetlands area between the last project and this project, so this is on the other side of the wetlands area, another vacant lot. And the proposal here is for a two-family, and we are providing parking for one car underneath, and then one space outside for each unit. And there's a total lot area of 7,000 square feet.
Again, I need to identify these parcels, and there's no ID numbers, there's no address.
I did print off the assessor's
So
map.
this is parcel ID, this is parcel 38 on Bay Road. This is one parcel.
Correct.
Hal, you're eliminating this middle unit, can you offset these? Put a jog in these? Or will that screw up the whole design? Set one back from the other one?
Separate them?
No, just, 5 feet,
There's some kind of, yeah, difference in dimension there.
just something to think about. Same thing with this one. You still have the rear yard setback.
Yeah. Presently, this is considered a duplex because you have two separate entrances. Right now, it's not allowed in the RB district,
Okay.
duplex, but we're in the process of drafting an ordinance amendment to allow duplexes in the RB district for lots that are greater than 6,000 square feet. So this lot would qualify.
Okay.
That has yet to be submitted to the council for a public hearing and adoption, so if you want to wait for that.
Okay.
Otherwise, you'd have to come in with a single entrance,
Okay.
single entryway.
Take the chief's recommendation, we offset it,
Okay.
we offset the two-family.
In terms of Bay Road, would we be waiting, or do you want to update your construction designs to do the two-family?
Would be an offset, so it'd be with the new amendment.
Okay, so it would be
Yeah,
with
the
the new
revised
amendment.
plans will
Okay.
show
Even if the ordinance, right, if they do the 5
for
foot.
the special permit, and offset. That'll be our recommendation anyways from site plan review.
Wait for the new amendment.
But the new ordinance will require an offset of 5 feet
Okay.
for duplex homes from now on. So to do it as of right, you need to have that 5 feet.
Okay. Okay. I expect my clients will wait for the amendment.
Yeah, that's probably going to be submitted to the council next week, and
Okay.
probably a public hearing at the end of April.
Okay.
Frank, can they ask for that anyways as part of the special permit? For this one project?
They have to revise their plans, they're going to go for a special permit, and they can show the offset in the plans that they revise.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Want to give him an updated one? With the parking.
Is this on Bay or?
Bay. This is the old.
Oh, that's the old one.
This
Okay.
shows the new.
I have all my notes on it.
All right.
Sure.
You want to write your notes on here?
Sure. I'll copy this. All right. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Is anybody here for Beachland Ave?
Sir, you in for Beachland?
Oh, no, I'm a real estate agent, I live in the neighborhood.
Oh, okay. Then that's it. The meeting is adjourned.